Chapter 3. The hurricane approaches. That night, Mum read out Aunt Gloria's letter. I tried to find it so she could quote it word for word, but Mum said it had probably been thrown out because our house is too small to hoard things. I remember it went something like this. Dear Faith, that's my mum. I want to make up. I'm sorry we argued last time I visited. Salim and I are about to move to New York City, where I've been offered a job as an art curator. Please can we come and stay with you for 1 or 2 nights in the half-term holiday on our way to the airport? I know your house is small, but we can squeeze in somehow. Salim says he can sleep on the ironing board. Kat has just told me that this is not in Aunt Gloria's style. Aunt Gloria, she says, writes with much more elaborate words. According to Kat, she lets it all hang out. I'm not sure what this means. Kat wrote down what she remembered of the letter, and this is her version. Darling, dearest Faith, I'm so sorry not to have been in touch more. Life has been horribly hectic and the years have flown by like so many swallows in the sky. I really regret how we argued last time. It's been eating away at my soul. I can hardly remember now what it was all about, but I was a total mess then, having just split up with Salim's dad and not yet having discovered transcendental meditation. I am much more centred now. I have some exciting news. I've been offered a high-powered job as an art curator in New York. Isn't that fabulous? Salim and I have decided to go for it. Salim's 13 now and very grown up. He's not happy at school here. He only has one friend who's half Asian like him, and the other boys pick on them. So it's the Big Apple for us, a big, exciting adventure in our fascinating voyage through life. Can we drop by your place on the way, just for a night or 2, darling? I know your house is small, but Salim's dead keen to meet his cousins again. He says he can sleep on the ironing board. So the only thing Kat and I both remembered is the part about the ironing board. After Mum read out the letter, Dad groaned and put his head in his hands. Kat said Auntie Glo sounded insane, and I said Salim must be tiny if he could expect to sleep on an ironing board. This made Kat, Dad and Mum laugh. My hand shook itself out, and a bad feeling went up my esophagus. I'd been caught out again. It was like the time I'd asked why footballers were still being kept as slaves when slavery had been abolished, after a newsreader announced that Manchester United star had been bought by another club for £12 million. When they all stopped laughing at me, Dad said, did we have to say yes? And Mum said yes, we did. Kat asked where everyone was going to sleep. Mum said that Aunt Gloria must have Kat's room, and Kat said no way. Mum said Kat would just have to lump it, and it served her right for having skived off school, because a girl who skives isn't entitled to make a fuss about sleeping on the couch for a night or 2. Kat folded her arms and her lips went inside her teeth. What about Salim? I said, eyeing where the ironing board was propped against the kitchen wall. He'll share with you, Ted. We can blow up the Lilo. I looked at Kat. I knew from the way her face was that she was angry. I wasn't angry, but I felt a bad pain starting in my stomach. It was the thought of a strange boy coming into my room at night and having to hear him breathe when the lights were off and seeing me get changed in my pyjamas and not being able to listen to the shipping forecast late at night like I do when I can't sleep. I said, with my hand flapping. Too right, said Kat. Bloody ha. You'll probably end up arguing again, Dad said to Mum. He sounded like a weatherman when he was predicting a really bad storm. I have looked to the thesaurus for the right word, and it is gleeful. No, we won't, said Mum, because I won't let it happen. Not this time. I'll just take a deep breath every time she says something annoying, and in my mind's eye I'll meditate on the shape of a teapot, and since she'll be doing the same, we'll both get along fine. I tried meditating on a teapot in my mind's eye, but all I saw was hot water spilling from the spout and coming straight at me like a scalding hot tsunami, which is how the thought of Aunt Gloria coming and Salim sleeping in my room made me feel. A real hurricane would have been much better. Okay, so what does let it all hang out mean? Can you draw Aunt Gloria? What does she look like? And why? Can you annotate your drawing to explain it? Extra tasks again. Begin writing your own mystery. Where will you set it? Who will your main character be? And, if you wish, again, you could investigate a famous mystery online, something like the Loch Ness Monster. Create a fact file about it, or a PowerPoint. Share it with your friends. Talk to Mum and Dad. or whoever's at home, and find out what they know about that mystery. Happy mystery hunting!